to just start something for the next few months, maybe for the upcoming year, as we see a lot of progress happening with hopefully with construction, or just a lot of things also going on behind the scenes. We thought it'd be good to just have a weekly pastor's update. It'll usually be me just kind of giving you some behind the scenes things I'm thinking about or things that are going on, just because sometimes the members meetings are spaced enough that we thought we just really want to have transparency, want to make sure that there's a high level of trust. And so there are really just three things I want to update today. I want to, first of all, just let y'all know that we have started a construction team, and this construction team really, Joey is kind of heading it up with Phil and Mike Martini, and there are several, and Caleb Fisher right now are on this team. But we've made this team to begin the process of really weighing the cost of what it's going to take to build a building. And so, anything, Joey, you have to say about that construction team and the formation of it?
Not much. Right now, we're just so y'all know, we're in the process of figuring out who our architect's going to be. We've gotten a few proposals, so we make sure we do our due diligence on picking the right architect and architecture team to design the building. But also, once we can do that, then really what we're going for is design. Once we get through the design process, like just the initial part of the design process, we can start pursuing subcontractors and figuring out actual costs of what it's going to take to get our building, get our loan, and all that stuff.
And the real thought behind a construction team is that as we looked at what it would take to build a building, we realized we've got in-house as much talent and knowledge. We've got Mike works for Spires Civil Engineering, and so we've got a high-level civil engineer. We've got Phil, who does construction,
general contracting.
He does general contracting all the time, and so we can cut a significant amount by doing it ourselves, and probably have a higher level than a lot of GCs and a lot of construction companies would have, just because of what we have. And so
Caleb Fisher does contracting, like actual works on contracts with electricians.
And so just having the knowledge that we have, we're beginning to just put together a team that will be able to do, we think, at a very high level, probably higher level, with higher trust and knowledge, because it's all in-house. And so that's where we're going with construction team. We're very excited about that. But the main goal right now of the construction team is to just find out, let's start going so that we can find out what is it going to cost, what is it going to take, so that when we go towards lending, and we're moving in the same direction with our lending of let's get the numbers, the real numbers, and figure out where we're at. And so it's a process, but that's where we're at moving forward. So that's the construction update. We'll have music for that too. Second thing I wanted to talk about is just behind the scenes. Obviously, we had a challenging week this past week with a fire alarm and with a wasp and with some mud. And there were just
I don't know what you're talking
things.
about. It seemed like a very normal week to me.
And so we're not this week. We didn't post the video. You don't want to listen to a fire alarm going off the whole time. But just to let you know, we are. Things seem to be pretty good with the school. We talked to them. It was not as big a deal to them as it was to us. Also, all of these issues, we just want to let you know, we are going to have a plan to block off the fire, the access to the fire alarms, and the kids. There are things like that we just have, as we encounter them, we know we need to deal with. So
not completely block off. They're going to be accessible if needed, but
to the adults, but not to the kids.
The kids.
If we have to pull a fire alarm, it won't be a child that decides to pull it. It'll be an adult that probably just stands up and pulls it. But the same for just conveying the idea of keeping clean the mud. Don't go through the mud, go around. So there are a lot of things behind the scenes that we're figuring out that we need to do. So just want to let you know.
But the important thing is we have talked with Wiley Prep, followed up with them, and it wasn't a big deal to them.
They are still able to have school and stuff like that. We had a lot of concerns of what ifs at the time. So they seem to be good, and we'll continue to keep you in the loop as far as where we stand with them on our monthly trial. We're finding out a lot of things in this trial, but I think that they're seeing from us a willingness to let them know, here's what's going on, here's how we're handling it. So I feel like we did everything we could do, and so we feel good about it. Yep. The last thing I would do is just to call us to prayer, and that I really do feel like there is a spiritual attack on our church for good reason. I think that I have personally felt it. I felt it on Sunday, especially while I was preaching. I mean, it's hard to prepare all week and feel like God has given me a message to deliver, and then have just a lot of things try to derail it. And so, but also just personally in my personal life, and then also in our church life, I've talked to many of you, and I just know that there's a lot of spiritual attack right now. And so I would be praying for perseverance, and I would also be praying for God to just really see us through this. One of the challenges we face also is getting the word out at Wiley Prep. It's been a little more challenging. Google has not verified us, and it's been a little more challenging to get that done this past week. And so I'm going to be digging into that as well. So there's just a lot of things. Inviting people would be very helpful. If you just skip the Google and all that, just invite somebody. But anyway, that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes this week. So we have a construction team going. We've got all of the things behind the scenes with our lead team, just solving the little problems and little issues that come up on Sunday mornings. And then just be in prayer. Just know that the people in our church need you to be praying. So that's what's going on. Hopefully this was good. I'll try to do one of these probably once a week, once every other week for the time being, just so you can know kind of what I'm thinking, what's going on. And feel free to always come ask us if you have any questions.
I would say, too, if y'all feel free this week in particular to check out our sermon response video, since we're not posting full sermon and since Sunday was crazy. We're going to do a little bit more in-depth sermon response video. So if you haven't gotten to watch it yet, feel free to check that out. We post it on Facebook every week. Y'all have a good week.
That's it.